Whether it's the military drums of colonial armies or the work songs of the chain gangs, since the beginning of time, warriors, workers, and heroes of all types have had music to spur them on to accomplishing great things. Many heroes in baseball have also had a soundtrack to accompany their feats on the field. Some of that is by their choice of walk-up music, whether it's non-traditional choices like Yoenis Cespedes' Circle of Life, or more classic attempts at intimidating the imposing batter or pitcher, such as Mariano Rivera's Enter Sandman. A choice of music sets the tone for what a player will do to enter the game. Most musical support comes from off the field though, and Take Me Out to the Ball Game is far from the only song sung at ball games. A lot of people are familiar with the Red Sox singing Sweet Caroline in the middle of the 8th inning. They are not the only team with a mid-game musical tradition. For example, the Orioles sing Thank God I'm a Country Boy in the 8th, singing the long-held O as O's, the team's nickname. Some of those traditions come at the end of the game. The Yankees always end their games with New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. These in-game traditions can include songs written about the teams too, such as OK Blue Jays, Go Cubs Go, or Meet the Mets. In yet another way, baseball history is inseparable from American history. Just as songwriters have long written about American heroes, they have written about baseball's legendary players and the game itself. Some of the more famous ones include Say Hey by the Treniers, Center Field by John Fogerty, and the many songs written about the Cubs by folk legend Steve Goodman. I guess most people would ask whether all this music makes a difference. Well, even as recently as 2019, a team banding together over music has been a real factor in winning a World Series. Most recently, and most inexplicably, Gerardo Parra's walk-up song Baby Shark caught on like wildfire with the Washington Nationals and their fans. It was the anthem behind their unprecedented turnaround from going 19-31 to winning their first World Series championship. Now, this only covers a fraction of the relationship between music and American baseball, let alone international baseball, but it's absolutely enough to get you started. And what better way to get started snacking at the ballpark than with some Cracker Jack? Cracker Jack was an obvious choice for a song about baseball, as the snack always included a trinket or toy, which was often a baseball card. Cracker Jack starts with a mixture of popcorn and peanuts. You can use store-bought or microwave popcorn, but I like to cook mine on the stovetop. In a large pot, cover the bottom in a neutral oil and bring it up to medium-low heat. Put in a single popcorn kernel and cover it. Once that kernel pops, add in half a cup of kernels and toss that in the oil and cover with the lid slightly ajar. Keep popping until the popping slows down to a rate of once every few seconds, at which point you can turn off the heat and let it finish popping. Don't make the same mistake I did though and forget to salt your popcorn. On a large baking sheet, spread out your popcorn and evenly distribute with peanuts throughout. Spanish peanuts are preferable, but any kind of roasted peanuts will do fine as well. Next, we'll make Cracker Jack's signature caramel and molasses sauce. In a pot, combine 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup brown sugar, half cup of corn syrup, 2 tablespoons of molasses, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Bring the mixture to a boil, stirring constantly until it reaches a temperature of 290 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it comes up to temperature, immediately remove it from the heat and quickly pour it over your popcorn and peanuts. If you don't do this quickly enough, the caramel will start to harden at room temperature. Place the baking tray in the oven at 250 degrees, and every 5 to 10 minutes, take it out to toss the popcorn and peanuts and spread the sauce evenly across the surface. It will take a few attempts to do this, as putting it in the oven heats up the sauce to a workable consistency, and you have very little time before the sauce hardens again. Once you've reached a level of coverage with the sauce that you're happy with, take your Cracker Jack out and let it cool completely. Savor not having to rely on someone else to buy you some peanuts and Cracker Jack, and enjoy the game. For it's 1, 2, 3 bites, you're out at the old ball game.